Hi everyone, Chris here, and my great friend is over there. So Lucy and I are really excited to be sharing tonight's rolling training with you. Oh gosh, people are coming on at a
I don't
fast,
think
fast
it's
speed. I know. And no doubt from all around the country, and I know we've got some global guests as well. So be great to see you all joining us tonight. I'm just going to give people, whoa, Bushra from Michigan.
Wow,
Well,
what's the
must be
time in
Michigan,
Michigan then,
Yorkshire, don't
Bushra?
they? Yeah.
Oh, it's back, isn't it? So it must be in the morning.
Yeah,
Morning?
that's got to
Or
be
maybe
the
lunchtime.
USA. Nita from the UK, Carmen from France, Snowdonia.
Nice.
Gosh,
Are you in
we've
a
got a
tent in
We've
Snowdonia?
got a good signal if you're at the top of Snowdonia.
Botswana, welcome Botswana. Watch us. Welcome around the world. Benona from
Woo-hoo!
Ireland. Oh, it's lovely. Oh,
Ireland.
we've got kind of sun. Milton Keynes, Coventry.
Oh, it's wet in Ireland. It's usually wet in Wales, I have to say. But tonight the sun is shining, so I've had to put my blind down and block out the sunset. Well, great to see so many of you from all over. Oh,
Wow.
sunny in some parts of Ireland. It's sunny. It must have been the other part that was wet. Manchester. Great, Lauren. So I know a couple of you put your hands up. We can't take live questions, but of course we've got the chat box, and that is where you can type any questions that you have. Lucy and I will keep an eye on it, and we'll answer the questions towards the end. And excitingly, at the end, we have a competition. Woo! So you could be a winner. So let's kick off. We're now 3 minutes past 8. So we're going to kick off because we've got lots and lots to share with you tonight. So I want to say a huge welcome to everyone. We're thrilled to have everyone from the UK with us, from Ireland with us, Iceland with us,
Awesome,
but also,
Namibia as
huh?
well.
Yeah, absolutely. But also welcome to all our international FBOs. This is a UK training though, and not that you're not welcome. It's just that some things can be a little different, as we know, in the 160 countries in which Forever operate. So we might say something or talk about a tool that we have here that you may not have in your local market. So anything that we say that you'd like to know more about, do go back to your local market, check with your country office, and make sure that that it's available in your country. Also, really helpful if you just check your Zoom settings so that you can see the speaker, which right now is but Lucy's going to be coming on halfway through. So if you go to, there should be either a box with some little, like a square with some little buttons, or it might be 3 dots, might be at the top of your screen or the bottom of your screen. But click on that and just click speaker view. And in that way, you'll have a much better experience this evening.
I'll say cheerio, Chris. I'll come back later.
Okay, we'll see you soon, Lucy. So, homework recap. So, the great thing about these trainings, the great thing about Forever is we have a really simple system. Unfortunately, we can try to complicate it because it is so simple. But the truth is that if you are willing to if you're committed, if you're willing to put the time in to attend the training, it's really important that you put the time in to complete the homework, complete the task. I know homework takes you back to school, doesn't it? But to complete the task, because the truth is the learning comes from doing. In fact, in network marketing, it's probably the only industry where we do to learn. If we were training to be a doctor, we'd be at university for, what is it, 6, 7 years before they let us loose on a patient. If we were training to be a dancer, it would be 3 or 4 years before we were let loose on a professional stage. And yet with network marketing, we can hear what we need to do, but the only way we learn, the only way we get better is from our mistakes. And so that's why it's so important to do. So let's have a recap on last week. Well, you should have written your first 7-day plan and shared it with your upline. And of course, now it's what? Monday night again. How quick do these Mondays come round? And that's why the 7-day plan is so important, because if we don't write down a plan and then put that plan of activity into our diary, well, I don't know about you, but I find Monday comes again, the week's gone, and the activity I'd really committed to doing just doesn't happen. Not because I wasn't committed, but because I didn't plan to do it. You need to volume map your month and week. We're going to recap on that this evening. But of course, again, beginning of a month. So we need that monthly plan, that weekly plan. Always starts with us. What are we going to do this week? And then what can we help our team achieve this week? And of course, that goes on to this month. And the activity plan is about income producing activities. So what are you going to use? You might think that doesn't produce an income, but it does, because if we don't use a product, we can't recommend a product. And so using the product, I always made a goal every time I placed an order when I first started in the business, all of 26 years ago. Where have those years gone? I always made it a goal to order an additional product because that way I could get to experience more and more products, and the more products I experienced, the more product I sold. So using the product is an income producing activity in my book. How many people this week are we going to talk to about the products? How many people this week are we going to talk to about the business? The important thing I learned very early on is to open my shop every day. And this is our shop. We simply educate people about the product, educate people about the opportunity, and they in turn choose what action they wish to take. So I know I've seen some names I recognise, so some of you on the webinar this evening will know me, but my name is Chris. And as I said, I joined Forever 26 years ago. I can't believe where the years have gone. Way back then, I had a good job. I was earning good money. I was a director of a global sportswear brand looking after Europe. So good job, good money, but no life whatsoever. And I was looking for that elusive work-life balance. Looked around and really couldn't find anything, because anything that was flexible, anything that was work from home, well, it was minimum wage, and that wasn't going to allow me to walk away from my career, which was my big goal. So when a client recommended I go and take a look at Forever, I was skeptical, but I suppose I was open. I was open because I was looking for something. I went along to our beautiful head office in Longbridge. I saw the business presentation and I was excited. I was intrigued. To be honest, the first thing I thought was, if what they're showing me is true, this would be amazing. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if it would work, but it obviously worked for some people. I soon realized that I got absolutely nothing to lose by getting involved, and that's what I did. So around 2 teenage girls, elderly ailing parents, a 70-hour-a-week day job, mainly in Europe, I carved out some pockets of time and learned what I needed to learn. And I really applaud you for being on the rolling training, because everything in this training are all just the simple steps you need to be successful. And that's exactly what I did. I took little steps. I made loads of mistakes, but the mistakes allowed me to learn what I could do better. So following what I was shown, I, within 6 months, was able to give up my career, 18 months later, my husband, Alan, joined me in the business, and this is all we've done ever since. There's been good days, there's been bad days, there's been tough times, there's been amazing times, because of course that's life, isn't it? But I can honestly say to you that Forever has never, ever let us down. It's always over-delivered. And I know that with your commitment, with your work ethic, with following the basic principles, learning the few skills you need, this business will change your life. So let's crack on and talk about getting organised. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not a paper person, really. I know you can do lots of things online now, but I hate paperwork. And when I got started my business, well, I just got really confused. Not right at the beginning, because I'd only spoken to about 5 people, so they were really easy to keep track of. But when I realised that success was going to come by sitting down and writing a proper who do I know list, a who knows me list, I realised that I needed to get organised, because once you start to talk to 3 people a day, even 3 people a day, 7 days a week would be 21. Let's say it's only 5 days a week, 15 people. And they're all at that stage of one's looking at information, one maybe said no, one has looked at information and you're answering questions. There's too many people, you just can't keep track. And so I realised that I needed to really sit down and get myself organised. Now, all of these documents you see on screen form part of what we call our activity tracking system. And this system changed my life, because it made sure that I was focused on just the activity I needed to do each day, particularly when life's so busy for all of us. So around the job, the kids, everything, all those other commitments, I could just take my tracking system, carry it with me at all times, which I still do to this day, and know that the most important thing to build my business would be in that tracker. So it was always where it needed to be when I needed it. So how does it work? Well, it all starts with that who do I know list, a who knows me list. That's the first thing that's going to go in your system. The system is just a folder. So you can have a lever arch file if you like. I use, I'm on green at the moment, so I use this little folder. And in this folder is my who do you know list. My first list, just like this one, was written in my First Steps to Manager book. Now I have it on an Excel spreadsheet. So it doesn't matter where you have it, but you need your list to be in your folder, because this is the starting point of taking people round that cycle. Of course, as we talk to people every day, we make new friends every day, we're adding people to our who do you know list. Then what we do, as you'll have heard, we take a name off the list and we write a profile of who we're going to share the opportunity with. What does that mean? It just means we're going to focus on the person and think about the reasons that maybe why Forever could be of benefit. Is it, it could give them more money, it could help them travel, it could help them buy a new house, it could, we all know people that are looking for some things. And so writing the profile allows us to really focus on the person we're about to speak to, because we always want to make our approach personal. The next item on the list is the activity tracker. And this is where we take a name off the list, we've written a profile, and now we're going to pick up the phone, or we're going to send a message and arrange a phone call to invite people to take a look at the business. So the first example you see there is Helen Major. You'll see her right at the top of the who do I know list. We've written a profile about her, identified who she is, what she might be looking for, and then we pick up the phone or we send a message and say, I'd really love to have a chat. Once we have that chat, or maybe we just message backwards and forwards as a chat, but once we've had a two-way conversation, given that invitation to take a look at the business, then we write their name on the activity tracker. So the activity tracker, in essence, is anyone who is actually you've invited to look at the business and they're looking. So Helen has been invited to take a look and has been sent a link to a BP, or maybe you've jumped online and done a personal BP, business presentation, I mean by that, or maybe you've met up over a coffee and you've shared the business presentation with her. Now, sometimes we make the invitation and somebody says no, in which case, if Helen had said no before the business presentation, we'd have put her on the tracker and then crossed her off. She didn't, luckily, she said yes. So now she's seen the business presentation, and you'll see from the example, just tucked behind the Who Do You Know list there, that Helen was thrilled, really excited, and decided to get started. If at this point, after the business presentation, Helen had said no, then again, we'd have crossed her out. Now, at the same time, when we cross someone out, of course, no is never, ever a no. So if Helen had said no, we would have put her into another file called our January to December. I do have a lever arch file for this because there's lots of them, but you simply want a folder that says each month of the year. So if I'm talking to Helen now, it's May. Oh, no, it's not, it's June. And she said no, I'd be going back to her in August or September, depending on how the conversation had gone. So in August, if that's when I'm going to talk to her, when I go to my file, open August, I'll have all the people in there who I'm ready to go back to and offer the business again. Now, what you'll find is, oh, this is a better example because you can see it properly. So you'll see here that this is a tracking sheet. It's got the whole system that we operate, the whole cycle. And you want to have at any one time around 20 people in your pipeline. There are 12 people on any one sheet. So you're going to have a couple of sheets on the go at any one time. You have no control over who's going to say yes or no. But what I've learnt is we call it a pipeline because it's a bit like a funnel. The only control you have is how many people you put in the top of that pipeline, that funnel, how many people you ask to look. If you only invite 2 people to look at the business, that's 2 people going in the pipeline, only 2 people can come out the bottom. My big mistake when I started was that I was pretty sure I knew the 3 people who were going to join me. So I just talked to those 3 and I waited and waited for them to join. Of course, it didn't work like that at all. So I realized you have to let go of the outcome. You have to do the activity and let go of the result. And so I made a decision, a commitment that I would invite 3 people a day to look at the business. Once I made that decision, my business took off. I stopped worrying about whether they said yes or no. I stopped worrying about what would happen if too many people joined at once. I just stopped worrying about the whole thing. Who would register, who wouldn't? I just focused on 3 people every day. If you invite 3 people every day, you can do more, do 5. You can do less, don't do less than 2 though. But if you focus on a number a day, what I found was you have so many people looking that your pipeline is full and it's really, really exciting. Once you do that, once you are consistent with the number of people you invite each day, then you will find out your stats. And this is when it really gets exciting. So what do we mean by our stats? Well, once you fill in your activity trackers each day, you'll see page after page that numbers come out. So, for example, on your tracker, it's just one of mine, on my tracker, I know that if I fill one page of a tracker, so lots of people have said no, I don't know if you can see that, but lots of people have been crossed out because they've said no, but one person has said yes. Now, I know from my stats that if I fill in one of these, and this is cold market, so warm market are people you know, and cold market are people that you've just met. So most of my contacts now, except for those I'm going back to, are cold market, which is harder. So if you're one of those people that thinks, I just want to talk to people I don't know, I know, I thought that as well. You need to talk to people you do know because it's half the work. So if you really want to build your business quicker, because there's credibility with someone you know, then please take my word for it. Start with people you know. So we know from stats taken as an average across the company that if you're just starting building your business with people, talking to people you know, your stats will be the same as this. Probably on average, fill in one of these trackers and one person will join. So how exciting is that? How exciting is the word no now? Because I just realized I just needed to fill a tracker. Fill a tracker, somebody joins. Fill a tracker, somebody joins. Now, of course, it doesn't work quite like that either because numbers are numbers. And so you might have to fill 2 trackers to get 2 people, or 3 trackers to get 3 people on your last page. What your tracker will do is identify how many messages you need to send to a prospect to get a prospect on the phone, or how many phone calls you have to make to get a prospect to look at a business presentation, and how many prospects you need to get to a business presentation to register as an FBO. Now, I've just taken a handful out of my activity tracker here that I showed you. Just page by page. Oh, sorry, I've just put my folder down on my keyboard. Not a good idea. Let's pop back. Okay. So page, it's just first page. So we have 12 people on the tracker and 1 person has joined. 11 people said no. Next page of the tracker. Everybody said no. It's not a nice one. Next page of the tracker. Everybody said no again. Would you still keep going? You see, that's the point. Once you understand that it's numbers, that the averages, that stats always work, you will have the momentum, you'll have the excitement of keeping going because you'll know with 2 trackers of no's, a yes is just around the corner. So my next one, 11 said no, but 1 person joined. My next one, way, there we go, 2 people joined. My next one, everybody said no, but I've still got 1 pending. So there's still 1 on this tracker that hasn't yet given me a yes or a no. And my next one that I'm just starting, someone has already joined and I've only spoken to 2 people. So what do you think is going to happen down here? Well, I'm probably missing another one if we look at my stats overall, because I think there was an extra sheet there that didn't have a yes on it. But the truth is, I've probably got to get through all these no's to get to the next yes. So once you have faith in the process, that's when you'll get excited, when you will truly believe that Forever will work for you because it is a system that has been working for people for over 45 years. So will it work for you? Yes, it will, if you put the work in and follow that system. So this is how you add up where those stats are. I just need to move this little thing here. There we go. So you got 12 names. Every time you speak to somebody and invite them to the business, make that invitation, then they go on your tracker. So how many people did you have to call? How many people came to a business presentation to register? Now, on average, 12 calls, sorry, 12 names on your tracker. So 12 invitations, 12 calls, 3 people to a business presentation, 1 will register. Maybe your stats are better than that. Maybe your stats are not quite as good as that. But I promise you, the more you do, the better you get. Now, lots of people are going to say no. In fact, more people will say no than will say yes. But a no is not a no. You know, when we're talking to someone about the business, when we're talking to somebody about the products, we're starting a conversation. We're starting a process. And each step leads to another step. I always lead with the business and follow with the products. Why? Because you could say to someone, oh, you know, hi, Julie, how you doing? I really want to have a quick chat with you because I've started a business. I'm really excited about it. And it's going really well. And I know you were saying that you were unhappy at work, that you'd really like to do something that you could do more flexibly from home. I really love to show you what I'm doing. Now, Julie might say to me, do you know what? It's just not the right time. The kids have got exams, it's school holidays, or whatever it is. You say, fine, no problem at all, because it's just not the right time for Julie, obviously. So the next step would be to offer the product, maybe an experience pack. Maybe you ask her, would you like to join your VIP customer group? Maybe you could say, look, I'd love to show you the products. I'm having an online launch, or I'm having a live launch. Nothing better than a live launch. Get people around and having fun together. So business starts, product follows. The reason you start with the business is if someone says no, you obviously can then go to the product. If you start with the product and someone says, oh no, I'm not interested in health and wellness, you can't really then start talking about the business opportunity. So you get a double bite of the cherry by lead with the business, follow with the product. Of course, when they try a product, fall in love with the product, you can go back and offer the business again. So you can think of it like a sandwich. Business, product in the middle, business again. Always ask for a referral. You know, fully understand that, Julie. Obviously not the right time, but you know, good people like you know really good people. Do you know anyone right now who might be looking to earn a bit of extra money? She may say yes, she may say no, she may say she'll have a think about it, but if you don't ask, you just don't know. And let's keep in touch. If it's not for you, no problem at all, but why don't we just keep in touch? We want to keep the door open, and that's what's most important. I've had more people say no to me than have said yes, like every leader in Forever, but I can honestly tell you, I've never lost a friend. Because when someone says no, you don't keep pushing, you simply offer the next thing. Our goal always is to say, how can we help? How can we make life better for the people we are talking to? Now, here you've got some great ideas of following up. So I'd take a screenshot if I were you, because there's all different ideas there. I'm not going to read them all out because we've got lots to cover tonight. But always follow up. Always follow up when you say you will. That's the most important thing. And if you're using the activity tracking system, you'll have that profile with everything that was talked about in your initial conversation, in your follow-up conversation. I can't tell you how many people have joined me after 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and how many people also who can't believe what an amazing memory I've got, because I always remember what was said before. Of course, the secret is I don't have an amazing memory. I have a profile which details everything we've talked about and all their personal details. Again, quick screenshot. This will give you some great ideas of some words to use. But again, top tip, always change whatever you see. You know, don't just copy word for word what you see on the screen here, because it has to sound like you. You know, so I think some of the message, it might be, you know, hi lovely. I wouldn't call anybody hi lovely, but you might call someone hi lovely. That might be your intro. So make sure that it really sounds like you, because everything about the business must be authentic. Again, another quick screenshot will give you yet more ideas of how you can follow up and follow up and follow up, because the truth is the fortune is in the follow-up. There you go. Morning, lovely. I wouldn't say that. So I'd say morning, Julie. So make sure that you do change the messages so that they fit with you. So I hope you got a screenshot of all of those. If you didn't, don't worry. There's a recording link and you'll be able to get them at a later date. Now, I mentioned earlier, beginning of the month, so we need to make sure that we have that plan in place. What's so important is to focus on our 4 case credits so that you can be accessing your team leading bonus, or if you're an assistant supervisor, you do your 4 CCs, you access another 5% bonus. So what's not to love? So how do you plan your volume? Well, we plan our personal volume and our team volume with pride and high case credits. So pride, what does that mean? It means what's the lowest I'm likely to do this month? And what's the highest I'm likely to do this month? And then you're going to look at all of the activities and monitor them that way. You're going to put a case credit value to each of the activities you're planning to do this month. Once you've made your own plan, you can, of course, then add your team's plan to it. So what are you going to use personally this month? Low and high. What activity have you got planned? It might be product evening, it might be an online launch, it might be experience packs, it might be a C9 launch, it might be that your focus is on talking to people about weight management or on collagen. Again, you're going to plan your low and your high case credits. 4 case credits is an absolute state of mind. It's a mindset thing. If you decide you're going to do 4 CCs and you plan it, you will. If you wait and see what happens and start panicking on the 26th, 27th of the month, yeah, I know, I've been there, then you'll find it will be stressful and it will be hard to do. But when you make your plan up front and you monitor that plan each week, you'll find that your 4 case credits will become a matter of habit. And that's what you always want to achieve. So repeat orders, if you've got any customers that you need to look after those customers, what will you do in repeat orders, low to high? Maybe your customer group or your social stories are bringing, you're going to bring some CC volume in through there. And WhatsApp events, secret sales, those sorts of things. What CCs could you possibly plan with that? And of course, recruitment. How many people are you going to recruit? All boils down to how many people are you speaking to? 12 people on your tracker, you're likely to recruit 1. If you have 3 people on your tracker, you're not likely, unless you get lucky, to recruit 1. And so make sure that your plan adds up. If you want to recruit 2 people, you need 24 people on your tracker. Make sense? Of course, you add up all of those CCs and you're in control. You can see from this example that as a low, you've got just under 7 CCs. As a high, you'll be doing just over 16. So you'll probably fall somewhere just in the middle, and just look at the profit that that can give you. Of course, once we've done our plan, then it's really exciting because we can show our team how to do their plan. Volume mapping is just such fun, drawing those circles, but also when you draw the circles, it really helps you focus your mind on who you're working with and what activity they are doing. Of course, it's our responsibility to help them get started, our responsibility to make sure they know how to do the income producing activities and know how to plan for themselves. And so sitting down together and doing a plan each month and monitoring that plan through the week is absolutely, through the weeks and months, is absolutely key. Volume mapping absolutely brings focus. So, in this example, there's you. You're going to do 2 case credits retail this month. Your focus has been on recruiting. So, sorry, I have a jumpy screen. Here we go. So Jane's joined you this month with a 2 case credit pack and is also going to do 1cc retail. Sarah maybe joined last month. She's got experience packs in the diary. She's got 2 launches in the diary. So she's looking at 3cc's retail. She's also doing a C9 and has a couple of friends doing a C9 with her. Rachel is joining this month, so that's 2cc's. So if you add up all those case credits, you and your team have done 10 case credits, which incidentally is base month for supervisor. So if this doesn't make sense, please go back to your sponsor, the person that introduced you to the business, go back to your sponsor, your upline, make sure that you fully understand how to plan your month and ask for any help that you need, because this really is key in you achieving the goals that you're looking for. So I'm now going to hand over to the lovely Lucy, who I hope is behind that camera and microphone. I can think of no one better. You're there. To take you through the next part. Lucy has built a phenomenal business over the years that she's been with Forever. So sharpen your pencils, get out your pens and take note. Over to you, Lucy.
Thank you very much, Chris. And it's going to be a whistle-stop tour of getting new customers. Just a little bit about me, because some of you I won't have met before. So I've been with Forever now for 16 and a half. It's coming up for 17 years, actually. And I used to run my own business as a personal trainer. I was working part-time where I'd started a family. And when I got started with Forever, what I was looking for was just 200 or 300 extra pounds a month. And really, I did that through the retail. So that's why I got started 16 and a half years ago. But I just got to the point with the personal training where you're constantly swapping time for money. And I was just fed up of never having any of my own time. I was always working when other people wanted me to work. And of course, if you go on holiday for 2 weeks, there's no pay because you don't get holiday pay, you don't get sick pay, and there's always a glass ceiling on your income. And as I worked with Forever, I started to love it more and more. And I could see other people that would get into that position of manager. And I thought, if I could earn £1,000 a month doing this, that would make a massive difference to my monthly income. So part-time, really following what Chris has coached, developing the team, helping them to build their customer base. Just within 5 months, I got from earning £200 a month to becoming a manager, earning over £1,000 a month, and then it grew from there. So I absolutely love working with Forever, and I love the products, and it was the products that really first attracted me to the business. And we'll talk a bit more about that as we go through, but you're not looking for hundreds of customers. Really, you're just looking for 15 or 20 regular customers. The business is based on lots of people doing a little bit, and this 15 to 20 regular customers is the little bit. If you love retail and you want to just do more of that, you can do. But you can earn a really good income just with your regular customers and having a handful of customers. So, when you start, it can sound like a lot, 20 regular customers. But if you think, if you're just looking for 1 or 2 new ones every week, within 2 or 3 months, you'll have that 16, so I didn't work out the maths fully, 16 to 24 regular customers. So you'll have those regulars, but the activity's got to be in your diary. So on your 7-day plan, have your list of people that you're going to speak to about the business, but also have, the people you're going to speak to about the retail, and that volume map, you want to transfer that into your 7-day plan, so that what you said you're going to do in the month, you know what you need to do this week to achieve it. I went to click on the slides, Chris, and then I realized that actually you're in charge of the slides, so I could press as many buttons as I like and nothing's going to change. So it starts with you. You know, if you're going to coach your team on how to develop, you know, their business and how to achieve, you know, their goal with us and develop their CCs, you need to do it first. So you've got full control over what you do. So you're going to build personal momentum from your own activity, and your team are going to see what you're doing. And then they're going to follow suit as well. So they say the pace of the pack only moves as fast as the pace of the leader. Yeah, so you've got to lead the way. So if we come on to the next page, what you want to do is you want to get this balance between looking for new customers and retaining your existing customers. And we're going to talk a little bit about both. So we're going to talk first about finding new customers, and there's lots of ways that you can do it, and think of it like a menu. So Chris, if we go on to the list of different retailing activities, I know Chris has got jumpy slides. Let's hope not jumping about too much. Although jumping about should be my middle name, really, having been a PT. Anyway, so you've got lots of different options. So when I first got started, I started talking to people about the products. And I think we say talk to people, but sometimes it's more about listening than it is about talking. You know, when you ask people how they are and listening for the answer, and maybe saying, well, I might have something that could help. I also did a couple of launches when I first got started. So that'd be getting people together. And if you're brand new, your sponsor's going to help you with that. Just, you know, it's like a show and tell, showing people the products, telling them a little bit about Forever. And I remember my first 2 launches, I think I had 8 people. We're going back 17 years now, almost. 8 people at my first one, I think. And I did over a case credit of retail. So, you know, it was 200 and something pounds retail. And then my second one only had 2. I think I took about 40 or 50 pounds, but it's always worth doing. And my sponsor said to me, it doesn't matter how many people are, even if you have one person who says they're going to come to your launch, never cancel. And I remember one year I did a Christmas launch and one person came, and that person did all their Christmas shopping with me. So you never know what you're going to get, even from the smallest of launches. So you can do just a launch online or at your home. You can focus on C9, like Chris said. You can focus on marine collagen, experience packs, which we'll talk about, events, aloe bars, social media. There's so many different things. And if you look after your customers, you'll get referrals. And of course, you can follow up for your prospects as well. So I think the first one we're going to dive into is actually experience packs. So I love experience packs because it's not pressure off. So it's like sales while you sleep. It's like the products can do the talking, yeah? And you can start from day one. So I brought a prop with me. Here is an experience pack. It doesn't need to be in a Forever gift bag, yeah? You could, you know, if you've just got started, you've just got some products, maybe see if you've got, everybody has little, you know, gift bags that have been given, don't they? A gift bag is ideal. It can be 2 or 3 products from your pack. So it could be like a propolis, it could be a tooth gel. What else have I got in here? An aloe vera jelly. You could just put them in a pack with a little bit of literature. So a brochure, up-to-date brochure, an order form. You need to put an order form in because you'll need to say, is the order form in the box? The bag. When you pick it up, you could put a yellow flyer from your starter pack, but also a notepad. Yeah. So Chris mentioned about, can I get your feedback on the products? And there was a message, wasn't there, for someone who said no to the business. And in your notepad, this can be like your product tester's notepad. So at the beginning, I put, thanks for being a product tester. Your feedback is really valuable to me. Please simply write the name of the product you use and what you liked about it. Have fun with these lovely products. And you let people try the products for 2 or 3 days. They write some feedback in there, like this. Sometimes they don't write very much, sometimes they write more. And then at the end, you ask them how they got on with the products. What did they like? Is there anything they'd like to order? And I'm just looking on my desk because I bought a few things at my desk. I did an experience pack last week, skincare, and they ordered a hydrating serum. So these are some orders that I got going out today. On the next one, what have we got on the next one? And actually, when I watched the rolling program, when we first launched it in January, I nicked this message, wouldn't nick it because it's available to you. So take a screenshot, and I used this this message to my friends to get experience packs booked in. So it works really well. Less is more. Keep it really, really simple. So just take a screenshot of that, because you can use that. And then what do we got on the next page? What else we got? What other options have we got? Oh, and you know, so much can come from an experience pack. So, you know, we have, don't just think about the products, because it could be as well recruitment. And in fact, that's how Tina Gillis was introduced to the business, because she was coming up the stairs. The work, Tina was a physio. Natalie was coming downstairs with some products and asked her if she could review the products. Natalie spoke to Tina about the business as well. Tina got started. Tina is a huge business. So we've also got aloe bars. So it could be just a pop-up stand. So it could be at a coffee shop, it could be at a gym, it could be, I don't know, a farm shop, it could be, you know, a friend of yours might have a small shop. You could just, or a hairdresser's, you could just do a little hour with your aloe drinks, and people can just have a free shot. It doesn't have to be an organised event, but that's also another option. You can do events. So a few weeks ago, I did a mind and body sort of holistic fair, yeah. And it's a great way of meeting new people. You don't always, you know, take lots of sales on the day. So don't think of it in terms of, you know, the amount of sales that you'll do there and then, which means you don't actually have to take any stock. You know, if you've just got your starter box, you could take that, put it on the table, have your berry nectar and your plain aloe drink, you know, pour out some little shots, get some little shot cups. Some paper ones are really good because they're more environmentally friendly than the plastic ones. And just let people try the products, and maybe have some free price draw forms on the table so people can fill in if they're interested in an experience pack or a home launch, or finding out more about the business, which is actually where that hydrating serum and experience pack came from, because at that mind and body spirit fair, somebody had said they're interested in skincare, so I lent them a skincare experience pack. So these are great. And actually, do you know, that's where I met my sponsor. I had a table with my personal training business, and she was there with her Forever stand. So that was at a school. Actually, it was a pamper night at a school, but as you can see here, the picture of Claire is at a gym. I've done aloe bars at the local gym. It could be in an office. Like I said, toddler groups. I've done one at the toddler group. You know, you get creative. Think about where is there footfall of people, and keep your eyes open when you're out and about, thinking, oh, I wonder if this could be somewhere I could do an aloe bar. If you see someone else doing a table. And of course, coming up to summer now, what about summer fairs, village fetes, country shows? You know, I've done horse shows, I've done the point to point. I mean, goodness, dog shows, I've done everything. Just have a look around, see what you enjoy as well. Yes, what you're into. Go and try a few events where you'll meet some like-minded people. So you can also look on storefinder.com. You can have a Google around in sort of local Facebook groups for what's on. You can ask people, do you know anywhere that's doing an event? And if you belong to a networking group, why don't you ask there? You know, ask your friends, I'm looking for local fates. And another little top tip, if you phone somewhere and ask, or go into somewhere and you ask them if you could have a stand and they're a no, or if you phone an event like a summer fete or a craft fair or something, and they haven't got space, they're fully booked, ask them if they know anywhere. And always check if there's another Forever business owner as well, because you want to make sure that you're the only person from Forever that's there. Otherwise it's really awkward and you're kind of splitting things up. So you want to make the most of it. So that's aloe bars. So we can move on from there, I think. Oh, I've probably sort of spoken about some of this already, haven't I? You don't need lots of products, short and sweet. Yeah, give away some samples, and lots can come. Sorry, we're going backwards and forwards now. Ba, ba, ba. Smile and be happy. Don't sit behind your table like this on your phone. Yeah, hiding. Stand up. Yeah. If you've ever been to the Forever events and you get a little lanyard, yeah, wear that. You know, sometimes in move up training, you get one of those lanyards. I like that because I feel like I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, I'm official. Take your free prize draw forms, ask your sponsor or upline manager if you don't know where to find the free prize draw forms. And sometimes I know when I did the gym, it can take, once a month going to the gym and having that table there for people to kind of warm to you. But it can end up being really, really good, because then, people say to me now, are you here every month? Are you here every week? Or, you can phone around your customers that were there before and see if they want anything and take it with you, so you can do your deliveries while you're at the Aloe Bar. Okay, I think we can move on now, Chris. I'm conscious of time as well, because it's 9 minutes to 9. So lots can come from an Aloe Bar, and there's stories upon stories of people that have found the business from attending an Aloe Bar. So it's just about finding, I don't know, 3 different methods that you really really like, but you won't know what those 3 methods are until you have a go with some of them. So the other thing you can do is have a customer group. So it could be a private group on Facebook where you post about the products. It could be a WhatsApp group. I've actually got a VIP sort of WhatsApp list. So it's not a group, but it's a list of people that are my VIPs. So rather than putting, my product information in the group, I'll message them the same thing that I would put in a group, but they know that they're going to get 2 or 3 messages a month. Having them in a group, though, keep people together. You can showcase the products. You could do little posts, little videos. I would mix it up and always make it quite personal. So rather than taking like stock photos from Google Images or foreverliving.com, that kind of thing, the social media type of images that the company create, I would actually just take your own, because people do really warm to those pictures, because it's how you use the products personally. You can intermix it with some sort of company ones as well, because they're really helpful. But I would say use, your own. You can tag people in the posts, that you think would be interested in that particular product. Or if you're speaking to a customer and you think they would be interested in that product, say, oh, there's a post about that in my group, I'll tag you. In terms of discounts, you can do your own sort of special offers as and when. I prefer to do like bundle offers rather than just a straight discount off one product or get a free item. And you can post things like, I'm placing my first big order of the month on Tuesday. Let me know if you want something. You can post unboxing videos. I mean, it's just that you can get as creative as you want with the customer group, but it's a safe place. And if it's a private group, then the people that are on there, the people that want to be on there. So I would invite people rather than just adding people without inviting them. Yeah, ask them if they want to be on. So if you really love social media, that's a really great option. You can schedule posts as well. So I think I've said this, yeah. But in terms of put it on your 7-day plan. Which people are you going to invite to your group? What are you going to post that week? And it's about people seeing what you're doing consistently. So it takes a while to build. Don't expect, I post a picture of the bee pollen and the benefits of the bee pollen. Suddenly 5 people are going to message me and say, oh, please can I have a pot of that? Yeah, so it's work in progress. It takes people a time to see things. Sometimes you'll get a message like that, but it's really about just marketing, constant sort of marketing, and making people aware of what there is. So when the time's right, they want to order something. So should we go on to the next one, Chris? So 2 people do this really well on social media, Claire Spencer, Gazal. So you can do things. We've got training on social media as part of the rolling program as well. So watch out for the module on social media, because if you really, really want to focus in on that, that's really the best thing to have a look at, and have a chat with your upline manager as well. They'll be able to give you some guidance on where to find the best training in terms of social media. Let's come on to the next page. I was with Gazal actually last week for a couple of days. One of our VIP group, Eagle Manager, Global Rally Qualifier, many times. So she was actually a customer for 2 years before she joined the business. So there are lots of people. I'm sure we've got a lot of people on the call tonight who were customers before they got started on the business. So there's 2 different sort of angles you can come at in terms of building your team. So we want to build regular customers. So first off, customer purchases, but they're not necessarily a customer at that stage because they've placed 1 order, so they're trialing the products. Phase 2 is you want to educate them, look after them, communicate, you build that trust. And then when your customer has been using the products for 3 months and wants repeat order, then that's our regular customer. So that's what we're trying to build. And don't expect that everybody that buys a product is going to be a regular customer. Yeah, lots of people will try, but you want to build that regular customer base. And some of my customers have been customers for years. If we click on the next page, so I've got an order to place for someone for a tri-pack of aloe mango. I met her, it must be 15 years ago at Tabletop at a baby show I did. Yeah, and she's been a customer ever since. And funny enough, I talked to her about the business first. And the business wasn't for her. And then I spoke to her about the products. Yeah, I've been a good girl, Chris. I followed what you coached. So when you give your customer their order, I would put in things like, it could be the gel flyer or the marine collagen brochure. You could give them C9 or F15 information. So think about what's relevant to that customer. You give them a free prize draw form. So I would do a monthly draw. Love you to fill in a prize draw for me. It'd be great if you could be one of the winners for this month. You can put in sample sachets. In fact, my VIP customer list, I had a lady that I sort of brought back into being a customer through the VIP customer list who did an experience packs years ago. She ordered the shampoo and conditioner. I put a cooling lotion sachet in. And this is the order that she's placed for the cooling lotion, because she said it's been absolutely amazing for her. So, I did that as a little freebie. Thanks for placing an order. But she liked it. So she's ordered. She liked it so much, she's placed an order. And all those things you can find on flpuk.info/tools. So I think we need to crack on, because we're going to talk about how to look after your aloe customers, I think, and how we're going to look after your collagen customers. See if our jumpy slides will move, Chris. Will it change slide? Here we go. Yes, don't keep your customers hanging around for products. The sooner they start using it, the sooner they're going to repeat order, and you're going to give them outstanding customer service. So if you can have a few extra items at home, just things that you use for yourself. So, I place an order at the beginning of the month. I get the things that we need at home. And then if a customer places an order, I've got one of those, they can have that and I'll reorder for myself. And also, if your customer orders something you've not used, I would get one of those for yourself as well, because then you know what they're using. So you can recommend, also you can have a good conversation about how they're getting on with it, because you've used the products too. So yeah, don't keep customers hanging around ages for their products. And yeah, give your customers an experience pack every 2 or 3 times they order. So you don't necessarily have to ask them if they would like to sample the product. Say, I thought you'd like to try our new Sonia skincare range. I know you've not tried that yet, and you've been a customer such a long time. I thought you'd love to have a play with this for the weekend. So you can do things like that, and ask people for referrals. Do you know just one person that might really love that cooling lotion as well? Do you know one person who might like to try these products for a few days as well? So referrals are a great idea. Let's go on to the next page. So with the products, you want to make sure people, you're looking after your customers and you keep in contact with them. So rather than giving somebody a product and then messaging them in a month's time and seeing if they want to place an order, make sure that you keep in contact with them when they've placed the order, when they've got the product. Yeah, because you don't want your customers thinking, they only phone me when they, if I want to place an order, if I want something. You want to look after them. And also you want to check they actually opened the product and they're using it, and you want to see how they get on with it. Yeah, so you want to really look after your customers. And if you do that, they will keep coming back month in, month out, year in, year out. So with something like the drinking gel, the first thing is just giving you a quick call to see how you got on with the product. How's it tasting yet? Have you used it? Have you opened it? Have you remembered to keep it in the fridge? Or it could be with the moisturizer. Have you tried it yet? Sometimes they say, no, I haven't even opened it. Get it open. Yeah, get it on your skin. I can't wait to hear what you think of it. And you might want to, as it says there, actually, when you drop the product off, to say to them, look, I'll be in touch in the next couple of days. Just want to hear how you're getting on with it. And particularly with the gel, so they know it can take a few weeks to really get the benefits. So day 3, say, are they using it? How are they finding the taste? A week in, just wanting to catch up. It's the end of the first week. How are you getting on with the drinking gel. And again, a couple of weeks later, at the end of a month, and I would say to people with the drinking gel, a week in, yeah, I'm not surprised you don't feel any massive differences yet. It can take a while to really get into the system, so that you're sort of almost under promising and over delivering, so they know it's going to take a little while. And then get your customers used to the fact that you place an order like the first Monday of every month. And so, quick call to let you know I'm placing my large monthly order on the first Monday of next month. Didn't want you to miss out. Is there anything that I can add for you this time? And they might say yes, the yellow jelly. You can say, is there anything else that I can help you with? Yeah, you never know. So it's really similar for the marine collagen. For the marine collagen, I would encourage them to take a photo, on day 1 and day 30, and tell them, because sometimes when we see ourselves every day, we don't notice the difference. But when we look at a photo, we can really see the difference. So tell them to take a photo of the back of their hand, the side of their face, and the front of the face, same lighting if possible. Similar stuff, yeah? Have you tried it? How are you getting on with the taste of it? Remember to take your day 1 picture. Day 3, how you been getting on now? Getting used to the taste if they've struggled with the taste. I love the taste of the collagen, but I've had a couple of people who, like, oh, it's a bit different, isn't it? So just see how they're getting on with that. If they don't like the flavour, they can mix it in some juice, they can dilute it. So you're just helping them to be able to actually take the product. So because if they take the product, they're going to get great results. That's what we want them doing, is taking the product every day or using the product. So a couple of weeks. Yeah, me again. How you doing? Have you seen any differences yet? And make sure they take the photo on the end of month 1, or maybe a bit before the end of month 1, so that then they can place their second order for the collagen without running out of their collagen first. It's such a great product, because if you take the photos, you can see the difference, and people can see the difference in a month. I would probably, if I was going to do an experience pack with the collagen, I would give them a sachet. I wouldn't give them a whole week's worth or a few days worth of the collagen. I would just give them a sachet, a couple of sachets, just to get an idea of the flavour. Yeah. And then finally, really sort of keeping organised, keep a record of your customers, what they've ordered, when they're likely to run out. You could put it in your diary to call them. Some people I know have had like a card system, like a 1 to 31 or an A to Z, little cards of their customers. You can keep the profile sheets, say customer as well, so you can keep one of those in a 1 to 31 folder. I keep the list of my customers on a spreadsheet. I just keep it quite simple. So whatever works for you, yeah, it's just a visual list, so you know who your customers are, and then what they're having, and when they're going to run out, and when to follow up. And so for those new customers trying something new, the follow-ups day 3, day 7, 2 weeks in, so pop that in your diary as well. So it's just find a system that works for you. So don't go anywhere quite yet. I know we have run over by 4 minutes, but Chris has got a competition for us coming up. So I'm just going to whiz you through the homework, and then Chris is going to tell you what you can win and how you can win, because you're going to win something tonight. Yeah. So your homework is write a list of your existing customers. That might be 3 or 1 if you're brand new, or it could be all your existing customers if you've been working a business for a long time. And reach out to everybody. What are you going to do? Are you going to invite them to a launch? Are you going to get experience packs to them? So you're going to see how they're getting on with the products. Get a couple of those experience packs out. Maybe have a look around for tabletops. I've just added that in there, Chris. And follow what Chris has been coaching. So complete your activity tracker and make sure you've done your volume map. It is the 10th of the month. So if you haven't done a volume map yet, do one. And if you have, make sure you haven't done what I used to do when I first started, was write it and then put it away somewhere and forget about it to the end of the month, because that plan doesn't work very well either. It's a working document as well. So that's your homework for this week. Chris, now, is it now, Chris? Or are we going to tell them when we're back? It's now.
Okay. So we're going to be giving away this Forever Plant Protein, my very favorite shake. And you just have to answer one question. Now, the winner will be the first name that comes up on our screen. It may not be the same as your screen with
And
technology.
we can't, it's not our international guest, is it? I don't know if you said that already.
This is just for the UK and Ireland. I'm sorry to our international guests, just the UK and Ireland, and it excludes managers, because managers, you know the answer to all the questions. So this is for anybody who is not yet a manager, who is in the UK or Ireland. Okay, you could win this. First person to answer this question. On average, how many calls do you need to make to a prospect for one person to join?
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What you said, hasn't it, Chris? Because
Well, I'm not sure. It's certainly not 100. 20.
what did you
So let me
say?
see. Okay. It is on our screen now. I've got to go back. There's so many came all
I
in
know,
one
suddenly.
second. So our screen is Wendy Slater Ferguson said 12 calls for one.
Oh, I think you've got one before that on my.
Have you?
Or maybe they pop in. Oh, I'm keeping quiet.
I think everybody, that's what I mean. Everybody's computer
Oh,
works
there you
differently.
go.
Anyway, I'm holding the product. So,
Oh, no.
Slater Ferguson, it's yours. So, head office will get that to you. Thanks for being with us all tonight. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, everybody. Hope we answered all your questions. And we look forward to seeing you Saturday, Success Day, not to be missed. We'll see you in Coventry.
See you in Coventry.
Night.